background is just playing rock and roll, basically. It was my parents who got me interested in music. And my dad knew about 5 chords. So he showed me what he knew. And then this trick, which was awesome because every few months I got a new fret, get a little bit bigger. And now I'm huge. I can go. Everything I know about guitar, it always started with hearing something and then copying the sound. And then later I would go to the library, which is what we did before the internet. A lot of the guitar players I meet today, maybe they start playing guitar, they get an Ibanez, they get the Paul Gilbert video, they get a transcription book with all the Dream Theater solos, and they get a metronome, and they spend their lives in their bedroom doing exercises, and everything's already on the page, so they get really good technique, and in the end they don't understand what they're playing, and that scares me. I think if you want to be a musician, rather than someone who operates a guitar, I think it's really important to have a good ear. Because that way, if you want to learn a song and there's no tab, you can do it. You're self-sufficient. And when you want to write your own song, I think that should start with a melody. You just imagine some melody in your head, and then you play that by ear. So it's the same thing. If you get good at copying the sounds you hear on records, then you get good at copying the sounds that you hear in your head. And then if you want to improvise, all you're doing is imagining a melody and playing it instantly. So that's kind of my background. I'm not sure if it's quite what you expected, but really everything I know I've acquired that way. So I can tell you a bit more about my life if you want. When I started playing, it was all about just playing some sorry, I get distracted sometimes. But the guitar was a machine for playing chords, and then you would sing the song over the top. And then the Beatles showed me that you can play awesome kind of cool sounding chords that aren't just major or minor, and it could still be pop music. And then a thing that really changed my life was hearing Cream. This will be loud, but I have to do it. And Cream was all about 30 seconds of vocals, and then for the next 20 minutes, everybody solos at the same time. Yes! But I realised that the guitar could be the singer, basically. When you're listening to Eric Clapton, that's the vocalist, and you can do it on one of these. So that changed my whole way of thinking, and I started listening to all the blues guys and blues rock guys. And something I learned pretty quickly was everyone in that style of music basically has the same 5 licks. That's not a problem, that's a good thing. But what struck me was I could hear one note, and I could tell whether it was B.B. King or Freddie King or Albert King, just from one note. So even though all of these players in that style, they were all playing that stuff, but I knew that which individual was playing. So I thought to myself, how does that work? There's something deeper. It's not just the notes that they're playing, it must be the way they play them. It must be the tone. It must be some unique way of hitting the string that makes everyone sound recognizable. So as a kid, I had just one guitar and one amp and no pedals. And I was trying to copy all these different sounds. And I'm glad, in a way, that I only had basic equipment, because it made me look at all the different ways you can hit a string, all the different tones you can get without spending money. But in fact, there's a whole range of noise you can get if you want. twang here. So if you're an Eric Johnson fan, you've probably seen that. It's supposed to sound like a koto, you know, the Japanese instrument. And it sounds thin, it sounds metallic, but different from... So again, it's a free sound. And I find if you want the warmer jazzy tone, your pick moves towards here, maybe. And if you want to take it to extremes, I discovered this at a guitar clinic. I was telling people about this stuff, and I thought, I wonder what happens if I pick exactly 12 frets above the note, where you would find the harmonic. I'll pick there. And it sounds like a clarinet to me.